Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're going to be transferring a new plant from soil to semi-hydro. I was just at my favorite plant shop yesterday, and although they did not have much that I wanted or a lot of what I already have, I did find a plant that was on my wish list once upon a time ago, so let's get into it. Okay, so the new plant is a philodendron because I am a philodendron lover. I have quite a few philodendron in my collection, but I have never had this one, and that is my new philodendron, Squamiferum. This guy right here, super cute. This leaf looks a little bit on the yellow side because I think it's new. Yeah, it's new. But when I saw this plant, I had flashbacks because it used to be on my wish list, and I don't currently have a wish list for plants. I kind of just get them on a whim. I don't even buy plants as much as I used to because I've been a lot more intentional about the things I bring into my home. But what really gets me about the Philodendron Squamiferum is the petiole. Look at how cool that is. Hold on, let me get a little closer. Look at the hairy petioles, and they're not even like hairs. They feel like rubbery little fibers. I don't know. I really love it though. And I'm kind of nervous to switch it to semi-hydro because I don't want it to croak. But this plant was only $10, so I guess it won't be that big of a deal. Right now, I think it's in a 3 or 4 inch pot, and I am going to be putting it into a self-watering pot. Oh, by the way, if things look different in here, it's because the black wall is gone. I mean, it wasn't black. It was like a dark, deep navy blue. I honestly couldn't take it anymore. Like, everything was just too dark and closed in here. So I painted the wall last weekend, and I couldn't be more happy. But anyways, back to my plant. My Philodendron Squamiferum. Is that what it's called? Squamiferum? Yeah. The little label says it there. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, please let me know. I don't know how other people are pronouncing the name of this plant, but I would like to say it correctly. Hold on, let's ask Siri. Philodendron Squamiferum. Pronunciation. Boop. Let's see. Squamiferum.
Squamiferum. Squamiferum.
Squamiferum. Philodendron Squamiferum. Squamiferum? Whatever. Let's get to transferring this bad boy. I don't have any gloves, and I'm kind of scared because I did get it from a nursery and not like an online shop. So I'm sure this has little buggies in it, but we're gonna be okay. I just killed a hornet in my house this morning, so I got this. First, we start with the trash can because I need to dump all this dirt out. It also has a new leaf coming out in the middle right there, if you can see it. Hopefully it still comes out with the transfer, but sometimes when I propagate a plant or I transfer it to semi-hydro while there's a new leaf coming out, it does take a little bit longer to completely unfurl, so we will see. But let's see what the root system's looking like. Okay, let's get her out of here. She's not even that stable in here. I don't like that. I don't know if this plant is a crawler or what. Ooh, nice roots. This is what the root system is looking like. Not too shabby, not too shabby. And I'm just going to, massage the dirt off of it basically. Hold on, let me get up a little bit. Oh, we're on the knees. Ow. That freaking hurt. Let me put it down so you guys can actually see. Okay, no bugs yet, thank God. Honestly, a lot of the plants that I've gotten recently haven't had any fungus gnats, so I'm really happy. Like, I have not seen fungus gnats anywhere in so long. But my entire collection is in semi-hydro, which was the sole purpose of me switching all of my plants to semi-hydro, is to eliminate fungus gnats, because when I first moved into this apartment 4 years ago now, and I started growing my plant collection, I had a lot of plants in soil and there were fungus gnats literally everywhere. It was so disgusting. Like I really just couldn't take it anymore, so we had to get the soil up out of here, which I'm so happy I did. It's definitely been an experience trying to get my plants to live in Semihydro, but I think I finally have all of my plants under control, growing properly in Semihydro, which feels so good. Oh, I'm literally getting dirt everywhere. I like to massage it as best as I can without damaging any roots. I think this one might have a root ball because it's like thick in the middle. I can feel it. Hopefully not though. Not a root ball, a root plug. Okay. I woke up this morning to somebody commenting on an old video where I was propagating plants, and they were like, the next time you do this, you need to not cut the roots. This is not a butcher shop. No, it's my house and my collection where I do what the fuck I want. Thank you very much. And that's exactly what I said to them. People on the internet feel so entitled to leave comments on people's videos telling them what to do in like a non-helpful way or even rude. It's just like, who do you think you are? And I don't know who you thought I was, but definitely got me fucked up if you think I'm not gonna respond to some bullshit ass comment. Sometimes it's just fun to put people in their place, you know? Especially when they think you won't say anything. Oh, it's so funny. Look at this. I think it's almost time to rinse this off. It has a good root system though. I'm really excited for this. And I'm really excited to see how it does in a self-watering pot. Let me know if this plant is a crawler or a climber, because you know, one thing about me is I'm gonna put a plant on a moss pole if I can. And I definitely will if I could. But the way it's growing, it doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't look like it belongs on a moss pole, but we'll see. There's some tiny ass leaves at the bottom. I don't care if those come off, but I think I'm gonna go rinse it now. So I'll be right back. One last little look to see how clean they are after. Okay, the roots are clean now. And this is what they're looking like. Can you see them? I think there is a root plug, or the roots are just, ooh, the roots are just like super bunched up in the middle. I don't know what oh no, there is a root plug. I can see the little fabrics. I don't think I'm gonna dig that out though, because I feel like it's gonna do more damage. Should I leave it? I think I'm just gonna leave it because I don't want to mess up the plant. But if it starts dying or declining, I will be doing surgery on this thing. But anyways, let's get to our substrate. Well, the pot first. This is the pot I'm gonna be using. Why does it look kind of dirty? Oh well. And this is the little insert. I actually have a wick this time. Somebody also commented this morning on my last video saying that they use athletic shoelaces for wicks. It's the best idea I've heard in a long time, so thank you. I will be doing, I don't have a lot of shoelaces though. But I mean, buying shoelaces instead of buying more wicks is probably, actually, I don't know if that's more expensive. We'll have to research that later. But yeah, I thought it was a good idea. But I do have a wick this time, and I'm going to be inserting it into the bottom of that little hole. When there's not two holes to like thread them through, I just, you know, make a little loop right there and then push it on through, which is a little bit harder in my opinion. I just make another big hole. But I do love these pots. I have a lot of plants in these pots, big and small. And I do have them linked in my Amazon storefront, which is in the description box, if you're curious. Okay, just like that. And then put it in. The pots have these little holes here so you can water through there. I usually just water the substrate because since it's semi-hydro, I feel like the wick doesn't work the same way. Like it's not gonna wet the entire substrate. So I usually water from the top, and I had put these little pieces of tape over these holes because I noticed little bugs were getting in there. But that was so long ago when I first got these pots. Not sure if I'm still gonna have the same issue, so I'm gonna remove the tape and keep an eye on it for sure. Ew, this is dirty. I gotta go get another scooper. Please halt. Ooh. Okay, so for the substrate, I'm using what I always use, which is a combination of Leca, DIY Pond, and Lechuza Pond. That's what that's looking like right there. There is a lot of pumice in there, but I kind of like it because it aerates the substrate. And I use pumice in my DIY pond recipe, which I made a video about on my channel if you want to go check it out. It's the last DIY pond video that I made. And I feel like Lechuza Pond is a little bit heavy, so I really like to break it up with a more chunky substrate like the Leca and the pumice. So that's why we use that. Is this even gonna fit in here? Hold on. Yeah, that'll be fine. I mean, hopefully. So I just add a little bit at the bottom. When I was first learning about Leca, Pond, Semihydro in general, the rule of thumb was to add 1/3 substrate to the pot, then place the plant in. And I really like to make sure the roots are like nice and spread out. I don't want them to be too compact because I feel like they get squished down by the substrate and then the roots rot. So I like to make sure they're spread out quite a bit before I place the plant in. So I just untangle them a little bit. And then, oh, that's perfect actually. I want to make sure this plant is stable too because it was just a little bit wobbly in the last pot, so I don't want that. There's so much debris in this substrate because I dumped one of my bigger Monstera albo that was reverting back green and I propagated it. And the pot was like the size of the pot that my fiddle leaf fig is in. People ask about this pot and it's literally from the Dollar Tree. Well, it was $5 because it's the Dollar Tree and beyond now, but yeah, it's from the Dollar Tree. So now I'm just gonna backfill while holding her in place. There's also a little bit of fluval in here as well, I'm realizing, which is completely fine. And I like to put in the substrate all around. Like I don't like to fill up one side first because it makes the plant lean to the opposite side. So I do try to make sure I evenly distribute the substrate while I'm pouring it in. Debris, always a little bit of debris. I like when I take my hands away and it stays in place. Okay, let's just add a little bit more because it's leaning a little bit. Maybe a little more. Okay. That's actually freaking perfect. That's what that's looking like. She's all potted up. There's a look at the top of the pot. I love how colorful it is. Okay, now that she's all potted up and transferred, I'm going to water it as well. And I did get asked again which fertilizer I use, so I thought I would water it on camera today. Starting with the Dynagrow Foliage Pro. It doesn't come in this little container. I just put it in here. And all of these fertilizers I use will be linked in my Amazon storefront as well for your convenience. So Dynagrow Foliage Pro. Oh, it's dripping. I just take a little squirt of that and put it in there. Oh, and I use a Poland Spring gallon of water. Oops. And then we have some CalMag, which is calcium and magnesium. And then we have some Super Thrive. And then we fill it up. It's all filled up, and then I like to transfer a little bit at a time into these containers just so I can have more control when I'm watering. And then we just hit her with some water. That should be enough. It's definitely red from the lava rock, but it's okay. And there you have it, my friends. A nice little simple Philodendron Squamiferum transfer. That does bring me to the end of today's video. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram at Mother of Plants and on Etsy at Palace of Propagations if you want to shop my plants. And until the next video, bye guys.